I'm Jeannie Ralston, and I'm the founder of NextTribe, and I'm here with Ellesor Holder. Ellesor, say hi.
Hey, everybody.
And Marcy Mitchell. Marcy, say hi.
Hi.
They've been the ones working on this Colorado adventure, and so we can't wait to share it with you because we love adventures. We could do adventures all over the world, but we like this one because it's close to home as well. And so I'm going to hand it over to Ellesor and Marcy and let them talk about what they have in store and why you're going to love this. So Ellesor, take it away.
Thank you. And if you want to mute yourself, if you are looking around or making noise, that's good. You can do that. But I am Ellesor Holder. I've been with NextTribe since Jeannie started it 7 years ago in some form or fashion. I also guide the Charleston trip, and I'm going to guide the Colorado trip along with Marcy. And on my screen, she's down there. It's like the Brady Bunch. And so we will be the guides on this trip. I have done the Inca Trail. I did it in 2022 with NextTribe. Did a 14er last year because I do love hiking. Not everybody loves hardcore hiking, so I can do easy hiking or hardcore hiking. I love Colorado. I go skiing out there. It's just one of my favorite places. I live in South Carolina, but very involved and a part of NextTribe. And Marcy, I'll let you introduce a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Thanks for coming. I'm Marcy Mitchell, and I'm the travel manager for NextTribe. I started working for NextTribe in May, and I'm super excited to do this trip. This will be my first trip as a guide. I'm kind of going to be learning from Ellesor. And the reason I'm doing this trip is because I moved to Colorado after college, and I lived there for 23 years. And currently I live in Wyoming, but I've been living all over the Rocky Mountain West in the past several years. I'm kind of a gypsy right now, but I just love Colorado. I love Salida. I love the mountains. It's one of my favorite places to visit, Salida specifically. So I'm really excited I just love playing in the mountains. So I'm excited to go.
Yep, we will be your leaders. And so I'm going to start the screen share, giving you an overview of what the trip is all about. So here I go. Technology. Can everybody see that this says, and you can just shake your head, NextTribe Join the Journey, Colorado Rocky Mountain Adventure? Everybody good? Thumbs up.
And by the way, we'll be able to take questions afterwards, and we'll be opening up, and we'll meet all of you and hear your questions too. So
yeah. So this trip is in August 15th through 19th. This is a picture of us hiking last year, a NextTribe trip to Colorado, Breckenridge. We had a blast, but see how beautiful that was. That was a fun hike. So again, I introduced myself. Marcy introduced herself. We are your guides. That is me at the top of Quandary Peak. Marcy, where is that for you hiking?
That's in Sun Valley, Idaho.
Oh, wow. And is that your puppy in the background?
No.
Somebody's
no,
puppy.
but that was just a little day hike around there, but there's tons of those around. It's a great place.
No, it's a bear. Watch out.
Bear. And so we are taking y'all, if you choose to go with us, which we hope you do, to Colorado's Hidden Gems. It's the Buena Vista area and Salida, Colorado. They are quaint, beautiful. They don't have the touristy craziness of a lot of other areas. Nestled in the mountains, there's so much to do, which I'm about to share with you of this area. We're going to stay at the Silver Ridge Lodge. It's, you know how in today's world, they're going in and revamping a lot of these old lodges, which I just love, these motor lodges. This is one. This is highly rated, highly regarded, great reputation. This is where we will stay and put ourselves, and they do offer breakfast every morning. And it's just a quaint, cute little place and a great place to gather. Again, very comfortable, great to come home to. So that is called the Silver Ridge Lodge in Salida.
And can I just interject there? They have a hot tub. They have a hot tub, and it looks nice little grounds with tables and umbrellas, a nice outdoor space. And I didn't put this on the trip listing because they weren't 100% sure, but they're pretty sure they're going to have their new barrel sauna opened up by the time we're there. So there will also be a sauna. So that's nice.
That'll be fun. Okay, thank you for that. And so you'll come in on Thursday. We have a welcome happy hour. If you like a glass of wine or a beer or hot tea or coffee, we'll have something together, and then we'll go to dinner because everybody will be coming in on Thursday. If you come early, you can let us know and we can discuss that later. But so you'll come to Salada to the hotel, and that's where we'll gather and get ready to get to know each other and then go to dinner. And where we're going to go to dinner that night is the Wesley and Rose restaurant. It is part of the Surf Hotel. So after getting to know each other, relaxing a little bit, we're going to go ahead and go from Salida to Buena Vista to this restaurant. It's highly acclaimed. It's on the river. It's delicious. And it'd be a nice little drive. It's short. It's just like 20 minutes and we can just relax. I'll be your driver. We'll have a vehicle that fits all of us. And so y'all can have fun and whoop, whoop while we go there. And so that's how we'll start our trip, is with a nice dinner and gathering and getting to know each other. And then the next morning, we're going to
And
get up.
there's also a beautiful little path right along the river there, a nice little trail that we can walk on and watch the sunset. And it's nice.
Yes, Colorado Rockies. So the next morning, we're going to head out to go whitewater rafting. It's not hardcore. I mean, you don't need to prepare or be worried about being a class 5, class 4. I think it's in the 3. Marcy, can you confirm? It's not in the hardcore class.
Mostly twos, and maybe a few 3s, 1 or 2 3s. But it's also going to be later in the season, so the water will be lower. But it's one of the main whitewater rafting destinations in the state. Like thousands of people do it every summer, so it's really safe. And
families do it and take their kids.
Oh yeah.
If you've never,
the one we're doing is the family. There is one that's a higher level. We're doing the family one. Family level.
Yeah. So if you've never whitewater rafted, but have wanted to do it, this is the perfect one to do it, to introduce it to you and go, wow. So, and of course, it's just set in a beautiful setting of the Colorado Rockies with the mountains all around. So that's how we'll start our morning, start our day. And then that's about 3 hours and a little bit of driving, short distance. And then we'll head back to Salida for lunch. And then we're going to head to the Mount Princeton Hot Springs, which has pools and it's renowned and it's where people go relax and chill out. And Marcy, why don't you add, because you did help plan this part of it with the private pools.
And I've been to Mount Princeton several times. So if you look in that bottom left-hand corner, you'll see there's like pools. And I can't even see the one that we're going to be at. The one we're going to be at is like across the highway. It's in like right there, that road you can see. It's an infinity pool, and it's unbelievable. It is so gorgeous, and it's just surrounded by mountains, and we have the whole pool to ourselves. We've reserved the whole pool, and we can have a private, if we choose, a private bartender and private appetizer service, so we can just get served and have drinks and snacks and soak in the water, and it's awesome. And then up there on the top left, those pools are by the river, which we can go there if we want. Sometimes those pools are kind of low late in the season. There's not a ton of water in them, just depending on different factors, but that's an option too, to go sit down there by the river.
So we'll enjoy that, and then we'll head back to have dinner back in Salida, which we have picked Soul Craft Brewery. It's a great little place to eat. Now, this picture is not at that particular brewery, but that is us in Colorado last year, having a big time. So we just enjoy food. We enjoy each other's company. We always try to end the evening of our adventures with camaraderie and laughter and fun. And invariably everybody just connects and has so much in common. And plus these trips are so great. So we will go to Soul Craft that night. And then before I talk about what we do the next day, just know if some people are tired and want to go ahead and call it a night after we eat dinner, that's perfectly fine. But if there's some people who say, oh, I want a nightcap, or I do want to go for a decaf or a cup of coffee and more food or dessert, we always do that. So we're always open to continuing on, but we leave it as an option. It's up to you. And so we would pick a place that would be fun for all of us to go and sit for those who do want to keep going. But there's never any pressure about that. And if everybody says, I'm pooped, I'm ready, I'm tired, I want to go chill out, that's fine too. So at the end of every evening, we just offer the option of who wants to keep going and maybe explore a little bit more.
And
So
then can I say a little bit about something there?
yeah, yep, go
Okay,
ahead.
so you can see like Salida's right on the river there. There's like really cool old historic downtown, which we're going to find out more about later, but it's got a rich mining history and railroad history. So there's just beautiful Victorian brick architecture in the old downtown. Our hotel is about a mile from that, but to get from our hotel to the downtown is a beautiful shady walk through the cute old town neighborhoods. And we're going to rent some town cruiser bikes so that people can kind of have some freedom to cruise around on the bikes. And if you want to, like Ellesor was saying, go home or go out or stay out, you can walk or ride bikes
Great.
too. So it's fun to just cruise around the town on the towny bikes.
That's fun. So the next day we have a morning hike planned. We're going to drive a little bit to, I mean, when I say a little bit, like, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and we're going to pick our hike based on everybody who goes, like what the level of fitness and, interest is. There are so many hikes to choose from. There's so many great ones with vistas and waterfalls and rivers. So we will do a morning hike and, make sure whoever, the group is committed to it. So we do like for everybody to have a certain fitness level, plenty of time to get in shape or to walk and do some hiking. Again, we're not going hardcore. We're not trying to climb Mount Everest at all, or even a 14er for that matter. We're just out hiking, enjoying the scenery, getting out in nature. And I'm an avid hiker, and so is Marcy. So you're in safe hands. And that will be that morning. And then we'll come back and have lunch by the river and with a great place, as Marcy was sharing. So we'll enjoy that. And then that afternoon, there'll be some downtime, but we're going to go for a sunset horseback ride. It's about 2.5 hours. And this is a reputable, really great outfitter that does this all the time. Great guides. And they will put us on a horse that fits your level of horseback riding, what you say you can do, how you can control the horse. They definitely want you to feel comfortable on the horse, and these horses do it all the time. And so we'll go up during the sunset on their trails and on their ride and really get to be deep into the mountains and the scenery by horseback, which I'm super excited about. So that's going to be a great afternoon into the evening, and it will be a sunset horseback ride. And then once we're off the horses and we're all walking funny, we'll head back into town, and we're going to have dinner at Currents Restaurant. You can see this is from their Facebook page. Their food is amazing. They're well known. Marcy, do you want to add anything about Currents Restaurant?
I have never been there, but my cousin has a vacation home there and she recommended it, said it was really good.
Yeah.
And it gets really great reviews. So yeah.
Yep. So we always pick really good restaurants, with delicious food. And that's how we'll end that evening. Again, if anybody wants to keep exploring or go out and find a place, we'll do that. And then the next day, we're going to take one of the #1 walking tours in this area. And I think this is for Buena Vista and for Salada. It's called Outlaws, Horrors, and History Tour. And the guy who does it, and the actors, actresses, participants that do this walk and tour, they say is amazing. And it's really fun, and it gives you the history. And so we're going to jump into that. We have that planned for everybody. It's supposed to be just super, super fun. So looking forward to that. And then we'll eat lunch after the tour. And then we're going to head in the afternoon. We're going to head to the Mystic San Luis Valley. Marcy, am I saying, because I personally, San Luis, I hadn't been to this particular, is that how you say it?
San Luis.
San Luis Valley.
And just so you know, Buena Vista, I say Buena Vista, but if you're like a real local, they say Buena Vista. So we're calling it Buena Vista, but you'll hear people call it Buena Vista.
I am from South
So yeah,
Carolina.
the San Luis Valley. Ellesor, do you want me to say a little more about that?
Sure, you go, because this is your baby.
So it is just the most, it's so beautiful. You can see it's just circled by 14ers and giant, like rugged mountains. Those are the that's the Sangre de Cristo Range, which goes down into northern New Mexico. So it's just this beautiful, huge valley, and it's got all kinds of lore. Like you can see up there in the left-hand corner, that's the UFO viewing platform, because there's all these historically there's been all this like alleged paranormal activity there. And then there's a little town up there called Crestone, which has become this, like, people say, I don't know, that there's like, vortexes there and stuff. And there's like 45 different spiritual centers of every religion and denomination you can imagine. There's Buddhist and Hindu and Sikh and just Christian, and there's just retreat centers everywhere. So it's kind of like this really spiritual destination. And the coolest thing about it, I think, is the Great Sand Dunes National Park, which used to be a national monument. It got turned into a national park. I don't know, who knows, with time, it goes so fast, maybe 10 years ago or something. But I'll never forget the first time I went there. My socks were knocked off. I was not expecting it. These dunes are massive, and you're just surrounded by these snow-capped Rocky Mountains, and these dunes are, I mean, they're just so cool, the way the wind makes the patterns in them, and that you can just hike up and down and run down, and some people snowboard down and even ski down, which we won't be doing, but they're just so beautiful and sublime, like the kind of beauty that's just, to me, it's one of my favorite places. And I chose this night because there's a full moon.
Well,
So my hope is that
I'm going to show them. Hang on, I'm going to show them what we're
yeah,
talking
okay.
about.
Okay. Oh, good.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Because this is Marcy just loves this particular area, and she does know it. And then, of course, that's what she's talking about, is we're going to visit the Great Sand Dunes National Park. And this is where we will experience sunset, and we'll eat here. We'll take a picnic for this particular area.
Yeah, it won't be a super fancy dinner, but there's a great place in Buena Vista that will cater picnics. But it's also a dark sky preserve area, so the stars are amazing. However, with a full moon, sometimes that like cancels out seeing some of the stars. But down there on the left, there's this river, which in the spring, it's this special kind of creek that pulses. So you'll be walking, it's like wet sand, and all of a sudden, whoosh, you'll hear this water rushing up behind you, and it comes up to like your ankles, and then it goes away. And it's like this really cool pulsing creek. But that's usually not happening that late in the season. But it's just a super cool place.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even know that this, I mean, they didn't even know, or they've said, oh, I didn't even know there was a Great Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado. I mean, I've met so many people, I'm like, yeah, there is, and they're just blown away by it. So we're super excited to take you there and show you what that's all about. And so that's how we end that evening. And then we head back, and then the next day we'll say our farewells. But I would like to open it up to you if you have any questions for Marcy and I. And I just want you to know, if you've known somebody who's gone on a NextTribe trip, or you are fresh to NextTribe and are not, you heard about it through a friend or in social media, what we're so proud of is giving people, unique experiences, and specially curated, just not the same old. We're not about getting on the bus, getting off the bus, hurry, hurry, hurry. We're just about connection, getting to know each other, experiencing outdoor or adventure or travel in a way that is more in keeping with what we want in our lives at this stage in life. So I just want you to know we are very committed to that, and we have a good time, and there's just not a lot of pressure. It's making sure you have the best time possible on our trips. So if anybody has any questions, you can unmute yourself.
Can you take it off the share screen? So
I can.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna do it.
okay.
Yep.
so we can see people.
Yep.
So I'm gonna, I want anybody, why don't we go around if you want to just start with, if you're, what your name is, where you're from, and your interest level, or any question. So I think I see Robin as the first one on there. If you have any question, you're muted though. You're muted. I can't.
There you go.
Can you, there, sorry, I'm being distracted by something else in the room. I just have a question, about transportation from, I assume we fly into Denver. Right, I live near New York City. So we would fly into Denver
I
Is
think
that
you
the-
guys have the Denver option, but also Colorado
or
Springs.
Garrison, I'm sorry. Gunnison. Could you fly into Gunnison?
Marcy, do you want to talk about
Ellesor, you want me to? Yeah. So
Mhm.
your choices would be Denver, Colorado Springs, or Gunnison. Those are going to be your three closest. Gunnison is really small, so there's definitely going to be a transfer from Denver to Gunnison.
Oh, in
So
addition-
I get,
Yeah.
yeah, there wouldn't ever be a direct flight there. They're all going to go through Denver to Gunnison. And
Mhm.
so, or Alamosa, but Alamosa is probably about the same size as Gunnison. So I guess it just depends on your comfort level. Like if you want it, or Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs.
You're probably still gonna have to go through
Well,
Denver.
whichever flights are available, but my
Mhm.
question would be, if we rent, I have a friend, Judy, who was interested in coming on this trip as well, but she was not able to be on the meeting, or she is by phone. But anyway, we would rent a car where, let's say Denver, and we drive to, or Gunnison, whatever we do. I don't want to do
Yeah.
transfers. I hate transfers. Anyway, so,
Yeah.
drive. So is there like an enterprise or rental cars we could drop off? We don't have to keep the car for 4 days or whatever in the.
Oh, that's a good question. There probably is. I will check on that for you.
Yeah, I just didn't know how
but
that.
but then you'll have to get yourself back. But you're saying you'd rather just like have that 4 days not paying for the car and then
Well, if we're
get
gonna
it
be
and go back.
transported elsewhere, around.
Yeah.
It seems useless
Yeah.
to rent a car, incur that cost.
Right.
So I didn't know whether there was like, an Uber that could take us out or a Lyft, and then what the availability of these, as I
Mhm.
live in the metropolitan area of New York City.
Yeah.
It's like, throw a rock, there's somebody who's gonna,
Yeah.
I get on Metro
I
North
wouldn't
subways and,
count.
I
I
thought there
wouldn't
was,
count on an Uber or a Lyft.
no, I
no,
don't think so.
okay.
Yeah.
I also, Ellesor, I thought we were talking about, are you gonna have a van out of Colorado Springs, or is that an option?
We're still exploring all the options, but Colorado Springs is where I'm gonna fly in and out of Colorado Springs.
Mhm.
And we're going a day early. So, yeah. Even if we did have a van, it would be the day before the trip starts.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I was just
So
curious about the logistics of all that. It seems, like I said,
Mhm.
car rentals are very expensive and a little, sometimes
Mhm.
difficult to even get a car, at least in this
Yeah.
area.
Um,
Let
So-
me look at, you can
Yeah.
for sure get a car to get there. The question is there a place where you can return it and then re-rent it to get back?
Mhm.
So that's what I'll look into that for you.
Okay, thank you very
and,
much.
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
all, and just so
Was
you
that
know
the
that,
that is
on
the
all these,
answer to the question?
Yes.
oh, sorry. On these logistics questions, we're gonna, Marcy's really great about feeding everyone the logistics question, answers to those kind of questions. So she'll keep you posted as we get closer, but definitely for this, Robin, we'll look into that for you for sure. How about Julie? Hi, Julie.
Hello.
Where are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where
Uh,
do you live?
I'm sorry.
Where do you live?
I live in Asheville.
Too.
Yeah.
Can you hear okay?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, that's me.
Nashville,
Yeah.
Yeah.
North
Yeah.
Carolina.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
I don't really have any questions. I had signed up or had an interest in the Machu Picchu, but couldn't do that. So
Well, I hope you'll come on this, but I want to meet you here down. I want to meet you somewhere in West Asheville, but we'll talk later.
I think I might meet you tomorrow night, possibly.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
how about Missy?
Hi, I'm Missy. I'm in Spokane, Washington, but I used to live in Asheville and I'm gonna live there again. So that's really
That is crazy.
that's kind of why I got interested in traveling with you people. But right now I'm way out west and I was just looking for a hiking gathering for the summer. So this looks kind of fun for me. Yeah, I really am just looking for hiking because I'm going on the Inca Trails in October.
Are you going with us? I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
so
I am.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Missy, aren't you doing the Pacific Coast segments of the Pacific Coast Trail this summer?
I am doing that. I didn't want to bring it in because it
Yeah.
sounds like I'm in competition with you guys. But if anybody wanted to do like I'm doing 100 miles on a stretch. So I'll be doing that too. But anyway, I'm just sorting out what are my hiking options. I often hike alone and it's way more fun to hike with people. So looking
I'm
for people
so
who want to.
excited to meet you about the and well, this is more, I would say this is more like getting to altitude and just having some fun. It's not as you see, there's a lot of other adventures besides just hiking so which could be fun.
Way more well-rounded and looks like you guys bathe more. Yeah.
We'll see. We're on the Inca Trail hike.
Yeah.
And how about Teresa? Oh, Teresa, our writer friend. Teresa's written, she's won short story contest.
I am in California. I split my time between Oakland and the North Coast. I'm right now on the North Coast. So I was looking for a hiking trip. And I see the rooms have 2 beds. Do people share bedrooms? Because I'm too old for that. Sorry.
You can have
It's totally up to you.
Oh, okay. You can choose
Yeah.
to have a
Yeah.
single. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I was looking more for hiking, being out in nature. So there's a lot of activity. So I'm just kind of curious, like horseback riding is not really my thing. So the river rafting looks fun, but it's not really a hiking trip. It's more of, it sounds like it's a little more sightseeing and relaxing. Is that?
I would say it's a more of an adventure. I mean, I'll let Ellesor and Marcy answer too, but my take on it is we did a very serious hiking trip last year. We hiked a 14er. And I think there was, what we heard from people is maybe a little more balance because we were so intent on hiking. So people were telling us that they would love to do something where was more like, some hiking, but all this other stuff. I'll let them answer, but I feel like if there's a time for that you'd rather hike than go on the, a horseback riding. I don't know all the logistics, but I don't think it's out of the question. So anyway.
Okay.
Well,
I had a horse run away with me once and I was on its back in the stirrup. The saddle didn't fit me. And I've done horseback riding a lot of times, but it's kind of grin and bear it. And I feel like, that's not a big deal. But I've been wanting to do one of your trips and this is a short one. So it felt like a nice little trainer bra experience. So it's just like what, 3 or 4 days? Is that right?
4 days. Yep.
4 days. Yeah. So it
Yeah,
does look like
4
a lot of-
nights.
And Teresa, just to speak to that, this particular trip, when we curated it and put it together, it was to give people an experience in the Rocky Mountains, giving them a taste of everything. Because, I love that Missy wants to hike. I'm a big hiker. I can go do it and be dirty and backpack and all that. And, there's plenty of organizations and outfitters who provide that. But we wanted to give people in this particular trip a little bit. That's why it's hiking with whitewater rafting, with experience in the towns, with some sightseeing, with the Grand Dunes, and with horseback riding. It's a multi activity trip, and that's what it was designed to be this particular summer.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And just
no, but I appreciate
one more quick question. How far do we drive? And this is embarrassing. I still get terribly car sick, so I drive everywhere usually. So I'm just wondering, I've spent a lot of time in the Rockies, like, is there a lot of time in transport on windy roads?
Marcy, not really, right? I don't think so. And it's really not further than an hour and a half. It's
Colorado Springs is going to probably be, I think that's probably going to be the easiest airport for people to fly into, just as far as they've gotten
Okay.
more flights.
no,
and
wait.
the-
She was
oh,
Marcy, she's
right.
talking about when we're traveling.
Oh, the actual, yeah,
When we-
no, not, there is driving to different, like, it's Colorado, everything's, kind of far apart,
Right.
but it's not windy. No.
Okay.
Maybe depending on the hike that we choose might be windy, but other than that, it's not super
Oh,
windy. No.
And nothing's more
Yeah.
than an hour away, I don't believe.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Sand
See,
dunes
now
are
I'm
going to be the
revealing
farthest
all
thing.
my fears and weaknesses here, but
Yeah.
I love
it. Those two
No,
things.
you know yourself, and that's what I love. I
Yep.
mean, yes, you know yourself, and at our stage in life, we don't need to do anything that
No.
doesn't feel good. That's for sure.
And the
Amen.
sand dunes is definitely a hike. It's not casual walking. It's steep and you're walking through uphill in sand, So that's definitely going to
Okay,
be
thank you.
an
Appreciate it.
active part of the trip. Yeah.
Anybody else
And I
curious?
think there's Mary Ann. Is she, Mary Ann,
Oh,
if you want,
hello, I'm Mary Ann.
hi, Mary
from-
Ann.
I'm from Utah, and me and my husband do a lot of hiking here in the Utah area, and we've been to Breckenridge last year and spent a lot of time in Breckenridge for about a week and loved it. And we've been to Montrose and to Ouray and did some hiking there and loved it. So I came across you guys and thought I'd see what you guys have to offer, but I'm sorry, but I didn't hear the cost of the whole trip. Can you go over that with me?
Yes, do you have that in front of you, Marcy?
I don't have the exact cost right in front of me.
Okay,
No.
hold on.
You
I'll
want
get
to
it.
look for it? Yeah. Okay.
I can get
So
it.
Mary
Where
Ann,
in Utah?
I was just going
Where
to
in Utah do you live?
Oh, I live in close to Salt Lake City.
Okay. Yeah, and
Mary
if you've
Ann,
been to
did you-
Montrose,
oh.
that's not too far. Sorry,
Yeah,
Ellesor. Go
I
ahead.
think it's about an 8-hour drive or a drive from Salt Lake City
Mhm.
to Saluda. So or Salida. Is that how you say it? Salida?
Yeah. Yeah. That
So
sounds
it's
about
not too
right.
bad.
8 hours. Mhm.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Okay, for double room with sharing room, it's 2,199. And if you're a NextTribe member, you get $100 off automatically. And if you stay on the call, I'm going to be drawing a name, and you'll get $200 extra. Single is $26.99. So, and that's with meals. It's
Perfect.
I mean, obviously you'll get yourself to Salida. So
Yes. Okay. Thank you for going over that with me.
okay, good. Any other questions especially for Ellesor and Marcy about the trip? And it's fine, or you can yes, Teresa.
How many people do you take on this trip? Do you have a limit?
Well, we do have a limit that we are looking at. Let's see, we have 12 is the max.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
so that's what we like to keep it at that level.
Yeah, so we can all fit in one van,
Yeah.
like a Mercedes Sprinter type van.
I do want to say if you guys, if any of you are new to NextTribe, we've been talking specifically about this trip, but I think I just want to say in general, we have location, we take people to destinations all over the world. I just got back from India earlier in the month, and then just 2 days ago got back from Cuba, and there's trips to Paris, I'm having a trip to Asheville. So we have a mixture, Santa Fe, New York City, we have a mixture of domestic and international trips. And the whole our ethos of the trip is that it's about women at this age who we still have so much joy in life and desire to explore and come together. And we've trip after trip, we see women like you coming so quickly, the bonding, because if you are of that mindset, like life is great, I'm going to grab everything I can, I've still got it, blah, blah, blah. You're going to find yourself in company that feels the same way. So, we are, I feel like that's that extra sugar on top for any adventure you have, is that you get this beautiful experience with other women. So I just wanted you to know that's kind of what we are as NextTribe. So if this trip itself doesn't fit with you, there's so many others, domestic destinations in Mexico, Europe, Asia. So, please take a look at everything and know that we are wanting to hear from people like what they want to, kind of things they want to do, and all that. So, but again, any questions, keep going with the questions if there's any. And I'm about to put some names in a cup. I'm going to draw some names. Ellesor or Marcy, do you have anything you want to add? Did anything we can think of that people might need to know at this point?
No, I think we covered it, and then, this is recorded so they can look back on it if they wanted to go back over what we're doing,
or send to a friend who couldn't make it on the.
Yeah, and you can email me anytime. It is at the end of the presentation. And yeah, we're really looking forward to it. And if NextTribers or people are interested in more serious hiking adventures, Marcy and I are all game for creating that as well.
I know that's the thing. We have some flexibility to. I mean, if it got to the point where we found out that everybody on who was interested in this trip wanted a little more hiking, we're flexible. So
yeah, for sure. If nobody wants to horseback ride, we could ditch that and do hiking, or do half and half or whatever. And you can email me, travel@nexttribe.com, about this or any other trips with questions. Or if you say ask a question on the website, it'll come to me.
Okay, I'm going to draw a name, and you get $200 off if you sign up of this trip, if you sign up in the next week. So, because we're going to get you going. Let me see who it is. It's Robin. Robin, that's going to pay for your rent-a-car. So anyway, so all you have to do, Robin, if you sign up, we have your name. You sign up. Marcy will once you put your deposit down, it's like $300 deposit. If you're a NextTribe member, you'll get a code which will take another $100 off. And then Marcy, for Robin, Marcy will refund refund you $200. So we'll get it all taken care of. But we hope you join us.
Thank you so much. I feel very lucky after a rough day.
Oh, good.
Anyway, no, it sounds lovely. I've been on, my friend who, Judy and I have traveled together. We both are teachers, and we were on Iceland. We went to Iceland together and we're hiking around there. So, is there I don't think we did okay in Iceland, going up on the glacier and stuff. So I think that we'll be okay. I don't foresee, and I go hiking in the Adirondacks and all that. So I don't think.
I think the elevation of Salida
Portugal, yeah. My friend just said Portugal. Yeah, that with all the hills in 11 miles in Lisbon, we did one day. We just didn't stop moving. There's so much to see,
And
what is the elevation there? Someone started to say.
I think it's around 5,000 feet in the town of Salida. And then from there we'll be going, but like Jeannie said, no big major hikes, maybe a couple thousand feet max elevation gain.
Yeah, so that actually at 5,000 feet, then it's about the same altitude as Denver, right?
Mile high, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it right now. Let's see.
So yeah, that which is nice, because then we like where we hiked from when we did the 14er, we were up at Breckenridge, which was what, about 8,000 or 9,000, Ellesor? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Marianne saw some really tired, exhausted women walking around Breckenridge, it was us last summer after we did Quandary Peak.
we decided that, well, I had originally thought that the 14er hike would get people excited about going to Machu Picchu, but we decided it was harder than Machu Picchu.
Had the opposite effect. Okay, so the elevation is 7,000 feet, not 5,000. That's higher.
Okay,
That's nice because then it's not as hot.
Well, that's true. That's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, if there's not anything else, we'll wrap it up, and but you will get a link with this to the recording, and we'll also send it to anybody who signed up and wasn't able to come. We'll send the link to the recording as well. Jeannie Edmonds, she's our Chief Operating Officer. Do you want to add anything?
No, thank you. I'm fine. It looks like a fantastic trip. Yet another wonderful trip that I'm not going on. Thanks.
I know. You can't go on everything. So anyway. Okay, great. Well, thanks to all of you for coming, and you'll be hearing from us, and we hope to be hearing from you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Ellesor and Marcy. Great presentation. Great.
Right.
Thank
you.
you.